Hi, my love. It is almost like a spooky kind of vibe doing this video like this, but I genuinely had to come on here. I had to jump on here. You know those moments where I was going to say you're not ready to film, but you guys, most of you watching this aren't YouTubers, and some of you are, but there's these messages and these downloads that come through, and you know you watching this, like you get this too, like you get these downloads and you get these energies that come through in these channels that really want to be known and seen where they're at and where you're at right now. So this is one of those moments, and I know that this message was not just for me. I just know it. And I know that there's a select few watching this video who will absolutely need to hear this, and you'll know if this is for you. You'll know if this resonance comes through and you're like, oh my goodness, yes, that's me. So there's a few of you watching this right now. There's a select group of you watching this, and I always get quieter and softer when I feel like I'm getting this like channel that makes me almost emotional. And I feel like you are someone who has so much love to give. You are someone who has so much love to give. In fact, you are honestly an amazing friend. I think you underestimate that about yourself. And I think a lot of other people haven't been able to see that. I think a lot of other people haven't been able to receive that part of you. I think you give so much, and you are so much. You are so much in the great I am that it has often been hard for people to hold. I think you trigger a lot of people. I think you are someone who does not go with the flow. You are not someone who is your normal person. You are not a normal person. You are very atypical. And I think that intimidates a lot of people. And I think a lot of friend groups that you've had of kind of almost like, I've seen it as like bouncing around. Like you haven't really had someone who's stuck for you. I see you've had this like one person. I see there's like this one pivotal person in your life that you kind of been holding on to. But even they can see you, but they don't experience you in the way that you really desire. Like I feel like you have this fullness that is really hard to open up and be friend with people. I think you have this fullness that is very hard for other people to receive. And you are just such a good friend. I just want to say that. Like, I just want you to know that there's other people out there like you. There's other people out there like you, my dear. I know you have felt lonely. I know you have felt like it's you, yourself, and I. I know times are tough. I know that feels like you are just kind of out there living for yourself. Like, I see a lot of single people right now. There's this subset watching this who's single, and you are basically living for yourself. Like I feel like there's this energy of like this solstice, and I mean that almost in like the spring, like the summer solstice too. I mean that in like awakening. I mean like you are in this solstice journey of yourself right now. You are in this soul providership right now for yourself. Like I see this independence and you really working for yourself, and you really working to provide for yourself. I mean, not only like financially, but like emotionally, mentally, physically. Like you've been doing all these things for yourself lately. And I just want to say that I know that can get lonely. I know that can get ton of taxing. I know that you really long to have yourself surrounded by people who really get you, who really see you. You are someone who's so funny. I think you're really quite a funny person. And I get this like comical energy from your spirit guides. Like, you really have this like lightheartedness about you that it's jazzy, it's like it's funny, it's lighthearted, and it's just fun to be around. Like you're really fun to be around. I think you're an introvert, but you're an extrovert with the right people. I think you're an introvert, and people will be surprised to know that you can talk a lot. I think that you have found solstice online. I see a lot of you taking to kind of different platforms that feel like they're almost like a safe haven for you to come alive and experience connection and community. And I think you're really lacking that in your life right now. I think there's a lot of you who are honestly searching for this and feeling this at this time. I feel like you've been doing a lot of inward work, and I feel like you've been going within. And there's this essence of letting go of these connections and cutting these cords and cutting these ties that have not served you anymore. I think you are honestly looking at the reflections in your life and seeing what you want to hold from now on, seeing what you deserve, seeing what you want to keep for yourself in your life. I think there's a lot of energies that have drained you, a lot of connections that have drained you, a lot of spaces you've put yourself in that does not deserve you. And I think you are reflecting a lot right now. I think you are slowing down a lot right now. And if you haven't done this, if you're still feeling that chaos, that tight kind of energy in your chest, I'm getting a lot of people feeling it right here. know that this is a time to slow down, take a step back, and take it in. You don't have to figure things out. Got this download today too, that this human experience isn't necessarily about figuring things out. It's about coming back to ourselves. I remember when I was younger and I was like, I really wonder who I'm going to become. I really want to be this person, become this person. But it was never about leaning into this person. It was about doing, being more, creating more. And I realized as I got older that we are that person all along. We are all that abundance, and it's here for us right now. Becoming that person is actually more about being than it is becoming. It is more about being than it is coming to. It's about letting yourself soak in and where you are right now, all of it, all of the messiness, all of the pain, all of the sadness, all of the things that this human experience in this matrix can dump on you, and recognizing that these are the things that are supposed to help guide you. They aren't supposed to break you. And I think when you feel like you are really having a lot of cracks, I feel like this so strongly, someone watching this needs to hear this. You are not broken. You are not too far gone. You are not too far gone to get to where you're going. You are on the right path. Hold on to that hope. I know you've been holding on. I know you've been holding on for a long time, my love, a long time. And I get this for love. I get this for finances. I get this for almost situations. I feel like there's the situation in your life that's just lackluster and you're not where you want to be. You're not who you want to be. I'm getting that so strongly. And I think for once, you are so close on this precipice of realizing that you don't have to be her or him. You don't have to be anyone else than who you are right now. And where you're going is where you need to be. Where you need to be now is where you are going. There's this overlap in this matrix, you see, that you want to be in a different place. And I'm seeing this. I feel this so much. And I feel like you know this. I feel like you know that you're on the precipice of something. I keep getting this precipice. Like you are on the brink of something big. You are on the brink of something big. You are on the brink of elevating your life and changing and morphing. And you've done a lot of inner work. And I feel like there's almost this inner work that's been happening behind the scenes for you, not necessarily deep conscious stuff, but there's a layer of deep conscious work that you've been doing. I think the universe is meeting you where it's at. Thanks, angels. That's what it is. Like the universe is meeting you now. Like there's energy pouring in for you now. I feel this so much. And I just hope you remain open. I hope is what I hear. Like hope, my love, like hold on to that hope. Just stay open to who you're becoming. Stay open to just being here now. I know it's hard. I know it can be painful to process all these things and let go of these people who no longer deserve your energy, to cut these timelines. I feel like there's a lot of people who didn't see you for who you really are, who don't see you for who you really are. And you are so powerful and so strong in who you are that I think it's almost intimidated them behind the scenes, and you didn't realize that. I think it's almost intimidated people. Like you being you has intimidated people because it's caused them to have to look within and question themselves. It's caused them to have to see things differently. And you are very different. You're a very different person. You are so unique. You cause people to turn heads, I'm seeing. Like you cause people to question things, to question themselves, question you and your reality. And I think that a lot of people have not seen you in the power and the leadership and the spiritual being that you really are. They have not seen this fullness until now. I think you are finally stepping into your own. I get that. You are stepping into your own. Like it's making me like smile and step back. You're like, look at you. I'm proud of you. You should be proud of you. Like give yourself a pat on the back right now. Come on. I think you need this praise from yourself, that you have to be your friend again for yourself. That's what I'm getting. Like you have to be this friend for yourself again. And I think there's this energy that you are holding right now, that there's almost this like purging still, that we're still purging so much right now. Oh my gosh. But there's this little bits, little fragments that are still in there for you. And I want you to know, because I know you know this, that you are leveling up so much that you can feel this, like you've cracked your shell, that light can never undo itself, that when you have a crack, all you do is create more after that. When there's a crack, it gets filled in with something else, with that light, and you are more of yourself than you ever have been. I feel like you have matured in a way that looking back a year ago, honestly 6 months ago, 4 months ago, I think you can start to see the pebbles that have come into place, the stepping stones. I think you are finally starting to see this mist is fading away just a little bit. There's a subset of you that have really started to see a little clearer. There's some of you who are still in the dense fog, but I think that the second you realize that this fog, I'm hearing this fog is for you, and hear me out. This fog is for you. It is not to break you. It is not to make you stay in pain. I think when you take your power back, I'm feeling that, take your power back. When you take your power back and you come back to center, when you come back to appreciating yourself again and what you really deserve and who you deserve in your life, my gosh, miracles are going to flood in for you. My gosh, love is going to flood in for you. My gosh, you are going to feel you again. I feel like you haven't felt all of you in some time. I think you have felt this in-between energy, and I've talked about this a little bit recently, that there's this in-between energy that has made you feel a little bit lost touch with yourself. You resonate? Put a green heart in the comments if you do. I feel like you've lost touch with yourself a little bit, like lost touch with the person that you were, because you aren't her and you aren't him anymore. I feel like you are really changing and really elevating, and you've lost touch with who am I anymore? Like, what does this look like? Like, what is me anymore? And I think that's the fun part. I think that's intimidated you, but I want to tell you right now, don't be intimidated. I think this is finally a chance for you to lean into who you really know you are. And I think circumstances, people, friends, family, there's energy around you that has caused you to feel stuck and has not allowed you to bloom. I'm seeing this butterfly, purple blue energy. Your aura might be these colors, and I feel like there's this just blast of orange coming through that is really about you in your healing era. Like, you've done your healing era, now you are in your blooming era. Like, you, my gosh, you are this metamorphosis. Like, there's this chrysalis that has happened, and you're finally going through it all now. The tunnels, the twists and turns, all of those scary potholes, I think, are for the most part behind you. And I say for the most part because there's this fear lingering. There's this fear lingering, and I think that you are scared to trip up again. You are scared to sit on a dynamite and everything blow up in your face. You are scared to try again, to love again, to put yourself out there again. To put yourself out there again, to open up again. You're scared to open up again. What has hurt you so much that you have caused yourself to stop being open? There's this space inside of you that longs to be free again. Only you know what this is, but there's a space inside of you that is shut down. There's been some trauma. There's been some, I see, taken advantage of. I see energies that's taken advantage of you. And I think that that can be a lot more to do with people not seeing you fully and appreciating all of you. And I get this message so strongly that you are really leaning into connections now that are your soul tribe. I don't think they're here yet. I think they're starting to flood in, and you have to be open, my dear. I know it's scary. I know it's hard. My hands are so warm right now. Any other Reiki people in here, you understand that it's coming in so strongly right now, that you have so much to offer this world. You have so much to give. I think everyone is craving your authenticity. I think you're a very authentic person. I love that about you. I think you're very, I am who I am, you get what you get kind of person, kind of blunt in some ways. And it's not a bad thing. It can get you, I think it's gotten you a little trouble at times, but you can be really just real with yourself. And I think you're finally realizing it's almost like you don't give a crap. You know what? I am me. I don't care anymore about these opinions. I don't care anymore about what you think of me. This is it. This is me. Take me or leave me. If you leave me, I am going to hold back my energy anyway, because I feel like that space didn't deserve me anyway. And I want you to hold on to that. I want you to hold on to that self-worth. I want you to hold on to what's really for you, because when you put yourself in spaces that aren't, you lower your vibration. You let yourself convince yourself of areas of you that still are attached to these things that are low vibe. But you are high vibe, my dear. You are high vibe. You are an angel soul. You are created by the divine, and you only attract, say this with me now, I only attract energy that is good for me. I only attract energy that elevates me. I only attract energy that is for me, for my highest good. I am a divine being. I deserve love. I am love. I give love freely, unconditionally. I accept love back. I accept love unconditionally, freely back. You have so much love to give. Let yourself give that and let yourself receive that. You have so much love to give. Let yourself be free in expressing that. I think you are such an amazing person. And if you haven't heard that in a while, I'm sorry. And I really, really wish you could hear it more. So go ahead and hang out with me more, because I will tell you it all the time, because you really are. You watching this video found you for a reason. This video found you because it is for you. This message is for you. Please, please, please know how much you are loved. Please, please, please know how much you are appreciated. And honestly, the person that you are is so needed in this world. I think you can really give so much and heal so much. And it really starts with you within. And I think allowing yourself to break open just a little bit out of that shell. I think you're such an introvert. Like I said, though, there's this extra version, I think, that you've untapped for the first time in a long time. There's this extra version of you that you get to know, and you know by yourself in your alone time with yourself, when you really get to be with yourself and sit alone with you, that is coming alive again. It's coming alive almost for the first time for some of you, but I think it's always been there. It's just been almost invited and pulled out by the right people, but it's been few and few between. And I'm telling you right now, the universe is inviting you into this space without needing an invitation. I'm hearing you do not need an invitation to be who you are. You do not need an invite. You being you is exactly what this world needs. You being you is exactly what other people need. Anyone in your circle is in your circle for a reason. Anyone in your circle is in your circle because they need to be in your circle, because you both are in a timeline that is helping each other elevate and grow. But you can only do that and only elevate, only up level when we are able to receive that which helps us get there. When we were able to receive the mirror that helps us get there. So don't be afraid to be you. Don't be afraid to show people all of you. You're so authentic. And it makes me laugh because you hold yourself back, but you know that it's caused this almost cognitive dissonance at times for you, that you feel like you want to give all of yourself, but you've hurt from the past. You've hurt from that. You've hurt from people taking advantage of that. You've hurt from people not believing and seeing that spiritual, strong, mighty being that you are. People taking advantage of that. People taking advantage in the sense that they thought you were smaller and less strong than you really are. People have seemed to see you in a light that isn't all of this encompassing beautifulness that is you. And I hope that you can see that this judgment, this reflection of how they perceive you has always been about them. This judgment and how people receive you is also about how open you are to be able to let people in. And only then can you really trust yourself and receive and be free for yourself. Because, my dear, it was never about other people loving you and seeing you for who you are. It was about you being able to be in that space for yourself. And anyone else's opinion of you doesn't matter. Anyone else's opinions of you were for them to help grow, not only themselves, but you, to help you come back to yourself, to help you love yourself deeper, trust yourself deeper, be more of yourself. Because those that are in a room with you who can't fully see you have a hard time seeing themselves. So please know it's nothing to do with you. Please know this past hurt from people that they have put upon you. I'm so sorry for that. Please know that hurt people hurt people. And you are not someone who hurts people. You are someone who absorbs a lot from people. So start being that light again. Let that flame come ablaze again in you. I feel like you've numbed yourself a little bit too much. I think to that you've just come back to being your own me, myself, and I. And I'm telling you right now, your community's out there. Your soul tribe's out there. I am like you too. I am literally like you too. I love talking to you. And I think that you guys really get it when you flood the comments and chat with me. It's this community that we find ourselves in. We can just feel free to open up. But I'm telling you right now, there's so much of that outside of you in this world. Not just here, me talking to you in our little comments, but which I do love. But the fact that you can find that anywhere, if you just open up your heart to not want anything back, but to just give freely. And I'm telling you, my dear, it's amazing when you give freely how much you can receive back as well. You got this.